In a world chasing comfort, status, and instant gratification, one ancient thinker offers a different path. Aristotle. Born in 384 BC in Macedonia, he wasn't just a philosopher buried in history books. He was a practical guide to life, not through pleasure or possessions, but through purpose, discipline, and virtue. At a time when many were focused on myths and gods, Aristotle turned his attention to something more tangible: the human condition. What does it mean to live well, to think clearly, to become who we were meant to be? For Aristotle, the highest aim of life is eudaimonia, a Greek word that doesn't quite mean happiness, at least not in the modern, fleeting sense. It means flourishing, thriving, living in a way that fulfills your deepest nature. And how do we achieve this? Not by chasing pleasures or avoiding discomfort, but by cultivating virtue through character, intention, and habit. In his Nicomachean Ethics, Aristotle outlined 11 key virtues: courage, patience, generosity, temperance, truthfulness, wit, modesty, and others. But these virtues don't exist in isolation. Each one lies between two extremes. Take courage, for instance. Too little, and you're a coward. Too much, and you're reckless. The virtue lives in the middle, the golden mean, the place of balanced strength. Aristotle believed that wisdom was knowing how to find this middle in the chaos of life. It wasn't enough to read about virtue. You had to practice it, again and again. Moral excellence, he wrote, is the result of habit. We aren't born virtuous. We become virtuous through our actions. Just as an athlete builds strength through repetition, the soul is shaped by repeated choices. Virtue isn't about perfection. It's about direction. Every decision either pulls us toward or away from the person we're capable of becoming. But Aristotle's vision of the good life wasn't just about our actions. It was also about our emotions. He understood the power of stories, art, and tragedy. Why do we find tragic plays so powerful? Why do we feel something stir inside when we witness suffering, loss, or the downfall of a noble character? Aristotle believed art served a deeper purpose than entertainment. In his Poetics, he introduced the idea of catharsis, a kind of emotional cleansing. Tragedy helps us confront uncomfortable truths. It reminds us that even the great can fall, that a single flaw, a moment of pride, a misjudgment, can unravel a life. But rather than turning away, Aristotle invites us to sit with these emotions, to feel fear and pity, to learn from them. Because in doing so, we grow. Tragedy doesn't just move us, it refines us. And while the individual journey is central, Aristotle knew that we don't flourish alone. Human beings are social creatures. We crave connection. But not all friendships are created equal. He identified 3 types. First, friendships of pleasure, where we simply enjoy someone's company. Then, utility, where both people gain something useful, like a business relationship. These are fine but fragile. When the pleasure fades or the usefulness ends, so does the bond. But the highest form, and the rarest, is a friendship of virtue. These aren't built on entertainment or gain, but on mutual admiration and shared growth. A true friend, said Aristotle, is a second self, someone who challenges you, supports you, and helps you become better. In such friendships, we don't just share laughter, we share values, struggles, and a vision of who we're striving to be. These friendships are not distractions from the good life, they are the good life. Yet even wisdom and virtue aren't enough if they remain locked away unshared. Aristotle saw that ideas must be communicated, and not just through reason. In a noisy world, filled with competing voices and distractions, he understood that truth needs a voice that people will hear. That's why he developed the art of rhetoric, the power to persuade. Not manipulation, but the skill of aligning logic with emotion and credibility. He taught that if you want to influence someone, it's not enough to have facts. You must speak to their fears, their hopes, their identity. You must earn trust. Use stories, examples, even humor. You must meet people where they are, then guide them towards something higher. In this way, Aristotle wasn't just a philosopher. He was a communicator, a mentor, and a strategist of the soul. So what does this all mean for us here and now? It means that the good life isn't found in scrolling endlessly, comparing, consuming. It's not about chasing validation or avoiding difficulty. It's about becoming the person who does the right thing, even when no one is watching. The person who practices patience, who values truth, who chooses growth over comfort. It means reflecting on who we are, not just what we want. Asking the hard questions: am I living with integrity? Am I pursuing what's meaningful? Am I becoming someone I respect? Aristotle's message is ancient, but its wisdom is timeless. In a world obsessed with shortcuts, he reminds us that there are no hacks to greatness, only habit. In an age of distraction, he calls us to depth. And in an age of self-indulgence, he challenges us to live with purpose. You are what you repeatedly do, he said. So the invitation is clear. Choose wisely, live deliberately, and become who you were meant to be.